Hey, what's up, everybody? Master Ali here. Let's stretch together. All you're going to need is your phone for a 30-second timer, and make sure you have some space, so let's do it. I'm assuming that you're already warmed up. So the first stretch that we're going to do is a full split stretch. So go ahead and keep your knees straight and spread them out, and let's get low. So I'm going to start my timer when I'm at a place where I want to hold for about 30 seconds. So legs are locked, and we're going to hold for about 30. Ready, set, here we go. So as we're holding this stretch together, I'm going to be talking you through ideas that I think through, that I think you should know. When you're doing this stretch, make sure that your toes are flexed up and pulled way back. That's as far as mine go. Those people with more flexibility than me can get them straight up. Hold it there. We're at the 20-second mark. Just hold it. All the stretches that we do today, we're just going to hold for about 30 seconds. And you'll feel you melting just a bit. All right, let's turn to one side. So I'm going to come this way first. So you're going to turn to one side. Go ahead and drop one knee down. And then one hand on one side of your leg, one hand on the other side. And lay into this stretch. I've got about 30 started now. So toes are pointed up. This leg is locked straight. Your back leg is as far back as possible. And we're going to do this stretch a couple of different ways. So I like to get here and start laying into it. I'm feeling this in my hamstring. You should be too. And then once I'm here, typically at home, I'll count for 10 to 15 seconds, sometimes more. And then I change it a little bit. Take both hands, put it in front, and you're going to drop this front hip flexor to the ground. And so you start feeling it stretch and pull. So if you're doing it the same direction as me, mirroring me, this is my left hip, it'll probably be your right, and you're just rolling that hip to the floor. That feels really good. Hold that there. Make sure that you're breathing the entire time. So if you're ever stretching and you stop breathing to push farther, you've gone too far. So you want to make sure that you're never going so far that you're having to grunt and hold. And then the third way that I like to do this one is take your hands and straddle your leg again. And then the hand that's on the inside, you're going to reach straight up and hold. And so I tend to feel this in my oblique and psoas and hip flexor on that front side. That feels really good. And again, on a normal day, I'm just counting it in my head so that I hold for the right amount of time. Let's go to the other side. So come back to your full split and turn one knee down and one hand on one side of your leg, one hand on the other side of your leg. So again, start off with your hamstring. Make sure that these toes are flexed up and back. This is as far as I go. I know I should be lower. If you can get your head on your knee or shin, if you can lay into it, awesome. If you can't, don't judge the journey. Go as far as you can. Sometimes when you're holding these stretches, you'll feel yourself melt. You'll feel like, oh, I can get some more mobility there. So you go a little bit wider, or you do whatever it takes. But again, not so far that it's incredibly painful. On a scale of 1 to 10, most of these stretches, you should feel a good solid 6, maybe 7. Let's go to the front. So take both hands, put them in front, and you're going to drop this left hip forward and feel it stretch in the front of that hip flexor. And just hang out. I learned this stretch to drop that hip when I was 15 years old. It was 1997, and I was watching one of my teammates stretch. And Master Arthur, my instructor, said, "Oh, that's such a good way to stretch." And then come on back. And then straddle your leg again. And then the hand that's on the inside, you're going to reach straight up and let it open up your ribs, hip flexor, psoas, obliques, and relax. So come on back to the center. So you should feel even lower now. Let's go ahead and get on down. Hold it there. Let's hold this in for a good 30 seconds. I got the timer. Just hold with me. Just hold. So after you do this one time with the video, you can come back to the video every single time if you want, or just write down the order of them and then hold them for your own length. 10 more seconds. Can your heels sneak out a little bit farther? Are you breathing? And relax. Have a seat. Ugh, that feels good. Shake them out. Shake them out. Shake them out. All right. The next stretches that I like to do go after my glutes and piriformis, these muscles back in your butt, in your bum, all this area back in here. So there's a couple of different ways that I personally like to do these, and sometimes I teach them to kids, and some of them feel them, some of them don't. So just try your best, and if you don't feel it, just congratulate yourself. You're looser than I am. One way is take your foot, pull it in this way, and knee is bent, and we're just going to lean forward to this knee. And so sometimes if you're tight, you'll feel this in your bottom, in your glute. If you're not tight, this does nothing for you, and that's okay. Hold that right there. Keep breathing. And then change. Let's go to the other side. Do the exact same thing on this side. So take your foot, pull it in, bend that knee, and then slowly lean forward, lean towards that knee, and feel it where you need it. Make sure you exhale into the stretch. Sometimes kind of turning your body in little ways, you might find the muscle fibers get pulled that way. You see me kind of moving my body. I'm trying to find how can I engage more of those muscles. And relax. Another way to do this stretch very similar. Take your one leg, the first side, and put it over top of your knee. And so sometimes you can do this for a lower back stretch. I like doing it for a glute stretch. So a couple ways. One, you can simply pull. Sometimes just pulling that knee across and twisting your body against it, you're going to feel it stretch. Sometimes some people like to take one hand and put it behind and then stretch from there. I tend to feel that more in my lower back, and I don't want to do that stretch right now. I want more of a glute and piriformis stretch. So pull that knee across and twist, and let's hold that. Again, I'm timing this for about 30 seconds each time. However, when you're doing it at home, sometimes I use a clock. Sometimes I just pick a number. I'm going to count to 20, I'm going to count to 30. If I have less time, I'll count to 10. That doesn't happen too often. I don't feel like you can get enough of the stretch. So hold for 20, hold for 30, and relax. Try the other side. Other leg comes over. Pull that knee across. Again, you can twist, but sometimes it hits your lower back. So just grab that knee and twist. Are you still breathing? Are you still smiling? It's a good day. My instructor used to say, still does, I decided a long time ago I was going to have a good day today. Hold that stretch. And relax. So one more way that we're going to stretch our glutes is kind of taking it to the next level. So you take the first leg, the first foot, and put it on top. And there's a couple of different ways that you can hold this and make this feel painful in a good way. One is to simply lean forward. Like that already starts to bite me in my piriformis. Another way is to take this knee that's straight and bend it so that it's bringing your shin towards your knee. I'm going to stick with this one. I like this one. So you're going to lean forward from here. Hold that stretch. And then another way to make this one even deeper in the muscle is the knee that's up, that same hand, put it on the ground, and then roll that way. And you'll feel it bite you. And that muscle that's biting you right now is called your piriformis. Just hold it. A more advanced version of this very stretch is rather than sitting on the floor, you sit on a foam roller. And then you lean in and you grab your foot and you do this right here, and then you roll into that roller as you're doing the stretch. That tends to create some tears. Try the other side. So set that leg down, straighten it up, and then take your other leg, put it on top of your knee, drop that knee as best as you can. Again, one version of this, just lean straight forward. Like right now in this moment, I feel that stretching where I want to feel it. I just like having that knee come up a little bit. And then again, we can take that same hand and put it down and roll that way. Let's just hold that stretch. This is a really good stretch to do. Oftentimes we don't do these in class just for time's sake. Kids, I never used to do these stretches when I was a kid. But adults, if you're watching this and you're stretching with me right now, I would love to encourage you, get to class a little bit early, and before class, hit some of these stretches beforehand off to the side, kind of loosen up some of these muscles, do the pre-stretch stretch. Yeah? And relax. We're going to do just a couple more. I'm not as flexible with. Hopefully you will be way more flexible. Let's do a V-sit. So in a V-sit, you're going to lean forward. So depending on where you are tightest, you might feel this in your inner groin. You'll feel this in your hamstring. You may even feel it in your lower back. All those places are good. We like to say, especially if you're in the correct position, where you feel it is where you need it. So good solid V-sit. Put your hands behind your bum and scoot forward. Kind of make it even wider. And then for now, lean straight forward. And breathe into it. And then just hold it. Hold it, hold it, hold it. So on days where I'm more tight than loose, I feel this in my lower back. When I'm feeling looser, I'll feel this in my inner groin muscles and hamstrings. And then let's go to one side. So slowly bring yourself up. And as we go to a side, there's things that I know to do that I can't do because of my own flexibility. So I'll tell them to you. So you're going to lay into this leg. When you're doing this stretch, some people, this is as far as they go. In a perfect world, you can grab your feet and you can pull all the way down. You can lay into your leg. If you can, you want to get both hands on your foot. This is as far as this one goes for me. In a perfect world, this hand grabs the outside edge of that foot. But you're going to feel that pull tremendously in your back as well. It's a great stretch if you can get it there. So you're here. So you just know that your goal is one hand here, this other hand on the outside edge, so that you're able to pull here and then lean forward. And again, for me, my lower back tends to be tighter these days than 20 years ago. And so I feel this not only in my hamstring, but also in my lower back. Oh, there we go. Let's go. And let's just hold it. Are you still breathing? How are we feeling? Everyone feeling good? And switch. Let's go to the other side. Slowly come off of it. And then to our other leg. Ready? So the leg is locked. We're laying into it. Ready? Grab your foot with one hand if you can. Other hand. If this is as far as you go, that's as far as that's okay. You can grab your inside of your foot. Grab your toes. Grab something. Help it feel stretch in your side and your back. If you can get the other side of it. There we go. I got it today. And then lean forward. A few more moments. Hold it, hold it. And relax. All right. Now, one more time. Let's do our full split. Let's see if we're even lower than we were at the beginning. So come on up. And again, at the end, I like to get them on down lower. And really push and hold it. Can you get lower? I feel lower. How about you? Another way you can do this rather than holding yourself up with your hands is hold yourself up with your elbows. So elbows on the ground. Sometimes when people do that, they come way far forward, and then we tell people at the karate school, bring your elbows closer to your body. So go ahead and start there. Elbows in close, heels out. This is feeling good. Now that we're more loose, you can rock a little bit. When you rock that muscle, that's more of a ballistic stretch. Be really careful. You don't want to do that until you're more loose. And then let's turn to one side. Let's get on down. Come up, turn. Oh, yeah. I'm looser today. How about you? Hold that there. Lay into that leg. And go to the other side. Come on. Turn. Ugh. Toes are up. Maybe reach up and feel it that way if you need it. Yeah. Relax, everyone. Slowly bring yourself up. Yeah. That feels good. That feels good. So that took us, what, maybe 10 or 15 minutes? So you can go longer with your own count or a little bit shorter, but 10 minutes a day is a really great number to shoot for, whether you're going to do a martial arts workout or any other workout that day or not. Spend 10 minutes a day stretching. You'll make some great gains. You'll feel better. You'll look better and have more mobility, which is the goal. Thanks so much for stretching, for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and hit the bell for notifications, and we'll see you in the next video.